From Wayward Social in Marshalltown, this is Bobcat Live.
Welcome into Bobcat Live. Great to have you along for our first edition of the spring episode of Bobcat Live. And we're going to kick off the show talking about the Booster Club with President Lindsay Kuzero. Thanks so much for coming out tonight. And I was reading through the letter you sent out for the month of April, and just a lot going on this time of year. It's a really fun time. You know, the weather's starting to get nice, and just kind of, it seems like a lot of activities just kind of all coming together right now.
Yeah, for sure. We're excited about spring sports and getting soccer going and track and, yeah, all the things.
Yeah, and before you know it, the summer sports will be here. And you know, as you kind of look at the Booster Club, tell me a little bit about your history of involvement in it as far as, you know, helping get the word out about different fundraisers going on or different activities that you guys are incorporated with.
So we have our monthly newsletter, which we just started this year, which has been very well received. Everybody really seems to enjoy it. We have our Facebook page and then our website, which has been totally revamped, which has a lot of information. So
what kind of involvement are you in need of as far as the boosters go? Do you have good involvement right now, or are you looking for more?
We do. So we're wrapping up the end of our year. So actually, next week on Wednesday is what's called our annual meeting. So any donor is invited to come, and anyone who's interested in being on the board of directors, which is a vital role in deciding what we spend our funds on. So that's really important, and that is next week, Wednesday, 5:30 in the team room. So if you're interested in being a board member, you can come to that.
Okay. What kind of things do you do during the year? I see you guys out and about all the time, but I guess for people who don't know what the boosters are involved in and doing throughout the year, what do you do?
So we have our annual sponsorship drives, and that's just where we're asking for money. We want your money. That's our big one, and that's usually starts in July and August, and that's when we send out letters to individuals, families, and businesses. And then we've got our grillers, and you see them at football games, wrestling tournaments, the big cross country meet. They're out there, and then we have fundraisers, just selling our blankets, our lawn M's, and things like that. So that's just us kind of throughout the year.
By the way, I just got myself a lawn M not too long ago, and it's a great addition. And that's, I guess, kind of the cool thing about what you guys do is you help, you know, through your apparel store, whether it's the M's or different things that go on in the school district, kind of helping build that Bobcat pride, right?
Yeah, for sure. And our apparel store is new this year. The fact that it's open every day, 365 year-round, and we just changed it up, so now we have some summer apparel in there this year, right now, so you can get some new summer gear.
Awesome.
So,
I saw Coach Raymond Delaney yesterday, and he had a windbreaker on. I'm like, oh, where'd you get that? And he said from the Booster Apparel store. So really cool stuff that you guys have available on there. You know, as far as the fundraising goes, what kind of things have been, you know, purchased in the past, or you guys have helped put money towards, whether it's new uniforms or improvements to facilities?
Yeah, so this year's been huge for Booster Club. We did the softball scoreboard, the swim records board. We did a ton of stuff for baseball, softball are getting some new gear. What else? Track got new hurdles. Soccer, let me look back to my notes here. Dance uniforms, soccer corner flags, wrestling bags. Esports got new software. Things like that. So
I'm sure that software is not cheap.
Yeah, no.
What's it mean to be able to get back in and improve things for the kids?
It's fun. I'm a huge sports fan, so my kids are out of high school, so and I'm still in it. So it's a lot of fun to see kids out in the field knowing that I helped get that for us. And I don't think that people understand that Booster Club helps play a vital role in getting this equipment for our athletes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know, you know, like you mentioned, your kids came through the Bobcat program. Well, I guess what did it mean for you as a parent or seeing them excel or be supported by the Bobcat community? What did kind of that mean on the parent side for you?
It just makes me proud, and I hope that my kids then grow up and they give back and they donate their time and volunteer, and just because they know that their mama did.
Yeah, that's not a bad message. That is for sure. How can people find out more information, get in contact, sign up for the monthly newsletter, that kind of thing?
So the newsletter is emailed out to donors. I try to get it on the 1st, if not the 5th at the latest. That is emailed out to all of our donors, and then it's put out on our website. So if you're not a donor, you can go to our website and get it. We put out tons of info on our Facebook page, and then our website is MarshtownBobcatBoosterClub.com.
Yeah. By the way, I like the newsletter. I was reading through it. I like the quiz, the trivia. How many boy and girl student athletes are out for soccer this spring at Marshalltown High School? And I knew the number was a lot.
People have no idea how many soccer players.
Yeah, there is a lot. 195 between the two programs. So
that's a lot.
That is awesome.
It's a lot of jerseys.
A lot of uniforms, that kind of stuff. Lindsay, thanks so much for coming out tonight. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, Lindsay Kuzero, give it up to her. President of the Marshalltown Bobcat Booster Club. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll talk girls golf right here on Bobcat Live.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social for date night, family fun, or the company party with plenty of space for everyone. Visit Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to start planning your group outing at Wayward Social, the place for fun.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
Scooter's Coffee is going bananas, literally. Treat yourself to banana bread hot or iced lattes, creamy latte blenders, and fresh banana bread muffins. Need something refreshing? Sip a berry spritz soda, light, bubbly, and perfect any time of day. Craving cozy? Try salted caramel waffle lattes, hot or iced, or a smooth sea salt caramelicious as a latte, cold brew, or blender. And don't forget the French toasty sandwich, warm, sweet, and satisfying. Plus, Cinnalicious drinks are here for a limited time. Scooter's Coffee, amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast.
Back in on Bobcat Live. Thanks for joining us tonight. Our producer tonight, David Bragg and Brianna Lewis. Dylan Doze is also in the house. He'll be having our next interview coming up. But right now, time to talk girls golf with head coach Lucas Johnson. How are you?
Great. How are you?
It's been a little while since I've seen you.
Yeah, it's been.
How's the golf game?
My golf game is a little rusty, like a lot of people's this time of year, but we're getting the girls out and going.
That's good. Harper, how's your golf game?
It's all right.
It's all right. It's all right. What are you working on in your game?
I'm pretty consistent of having to work on my short game.
Okay.
That's the most important part, I think.
Chipping or putting, or both?
Both.
Both.
Honestly.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. The short game is where it starts to rack up if you're not, getting that on lockdown. Harper Wilson, in your senior season, we golfed with you last year out there on the course. I think we were on a par 3 together last year, right? We were, excuse me, got me all choked up here. So tell me a little bit about where you feel like maybe your game has improved the most, though, as you've been working on the short game and different stuff.
Yeah, this winter we've done a lot of, we all had individual lessons this winter. And mostly what I was working on is just, consistency, because even if you have a abnormal shot shape or anything like that, just consistency every time, something that you can play with is what's really important every time you go out there. Just being consistent in all aspects of my game is what
you're kind of the team leader this year, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Has coach kind of bestowed that upon you, and now
Yep, I've been doing my best to just kind of mostly help people with their mental aspect, because in golf you can get in your head a lot, and that doesn't help you at all.
Yeah.
So just talking to the younger girls about the importance of staying out of your head and staying confident in your skills and what you can do.
Yeah. What's your best advice when it comes to that?
I just think moving on to the next shot after.
Yeah.
Because after a bad shot, it doesn't matter. It already happened. Just move on and keep playing your game.
Yeah. Natalie Henson, obviously a phenomenal career. Gabby Esterbrook was one of those solid golfers for you last year. Losing those two, when you kind of come into a new year, how do you kind of prepare everybody, maybe like Harper or others, to kind of, step up and lead in those roles?
Yeah, we were fortunate for 4 years to have two phenomenal golfers in Gabby and Natalie. They're doing great things. Natalie's playing great golf for the Omaha Mavericks now and continuing at the D1 level. So great to see that continued success. I think the message to the girls is just continuing to get better each day, doing what you can do. It's going to be impossible to replace a 70, 71 every time out. But I think the message is that we can have that 5 or 6 shot improvement per season that can make up that gap. And so that's what the charge is this season to the girls. Well,
and golf is such an individual sport. You're out there by yourself, but it's also the team aspect. And, kind of what you're kind of alluding to as well is if everybody can bring their round down a little bit, that's going to lead to a better overall team score.
Exactly. And like Harper said, our girls have committed. They did a lot of work over the winter, getting better individual lessons. And now we're starting to see that as we get out onto the course. It's always hard in the month of April because you don't have that feel that you develop in August and September. But we'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah. Did you get on the simulator during the winter at Wandering Creek?
Not at Wandering Creek, but I did get on it at Elmwood.
Okay. What do you like about the simulator that you're able to do? Just keep swinging during the winter, or what would it be?
Yeah, it's kind of nice to get a consistent swing because you don't have to think about the ground or getting a good lie or any of that because you're just hitting off a mat. But that's also one of the downsides is you can't play the terrain or you can't put yourself in different situations. It's just all swing that you're working on.
Yeah, for sure. How's the whole team coming together as you kind of look at it here? I know you've got some good pieces coming back: Morgan Hildebrand, Emma Clausen, Hannah Osgood, who have good experience.
Exactly. Those 3 girls have played in a lot of competitive meets. They've got that experience. Hannah and Emma having played in a state tournament as well. And then we've got some new players. Avery Polly's made her way into the varsity lineup. Anna Fulmby-Sai has made her way into the varsity lineup. So we've kind of got a nucleus of girls to build around, and I think that depth this season is really going to be where we're able to make some hay.
Your first meet of the year is tomorrow at home. You'll be at the American Legion. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Always
with the weather. Yeah, you never know. You host Fort Dodge, Newton, Norwalk. Going to be at that one. That'll be a great way to start off the season.
Yeah, we're looking. Norwalk is bringing back most of their roster. They're going to be a very stout team this year, and we'll see where we're at. That's always the fun part about that first meet is then you can go back to the drawing board and say, okay, where do we need to improve?
Yeah, the guys golf in the fall, but the spring I feel like is the more unfortunate time of the year to have your season. I golfed in the spring because I was at a lower level in Class A when I golfed, but how do you kind of battle the wind conditions, maybe the rain out there, when you're dealing with that?
Yeah, honestly, it's just sticking through it, like having practices even when it's cold and rainy and just...
Like today?
Yep. And just preparing yourself. And the most important thing, I think, is what you're wearing. Just... be prepared, stay steady, do what you can to make it through the conditions. Because everyone you're playing with is playing in the same conditions, so everyone's score is going to look a little bit different. But it's just important to know your game and play how you can.
Yeah. Did you do any fun drills today? Because that was one fun thing that we did when we had the golf shoot last spring. We did a few of the drills that Coach maybe put you through. I kind of implemented a little bit with the chipping and punting as well. But is there a drill that you really like to do?
Well, I kind of like the drill we did today. We just played the 100-yard game, so you just go out and do short game for each of the holes, which was nice to be able to see, the holes that we're going to be playing tomorrow and the pin placements and everything. It was good. So.
Yeah. I know you have some involvement at the middle school level with younger girls getting involved. How has that kind of development side.
It's been an awesome thing. The Girls Union quite a few years back said, hey, if you feel like you can build your program through the middle school, go right ahead and bring them to practices. And so we started that. Actually, Amber Henson, Natalie's oldest sister, was the first crew when we were in 7th grade. And so we've been doing that for close to 10 years now. And it's just helped us get that continuity and start to see a lot of girls that maybe wouldn't have gone out for the game have said, you know what, I think this would be fun. I was just talking yesterday with Dallas Center Grimes, Johnston, and Southeast Polk, and we're setting up some meets coming up this spring. So May after the Miller season of track is done for girls, we'll start bringing those girls in. And
that's awesome.
It's been great. Harper was part of that program way back when she was in Miller, and it's just a good way to get some mentorship from high school girls and continue the program down to that level.
You know, with it being kind of a very golf-friendly community like Marshalltown with as many courses as we have here, do you find a lot of girls coming into the middle school program have already golfed quite a bit compared to maybe others, or is it new?
It's hit and miss. You know, there's a lot of girls that come from golf families where they're around it. They've maybe been encouraged to play, and then every year we'll have a kid that for the first time is putting their hands on the club, and we're saying, yeah, here's what it looks like. And to see the look on the face when they hit that good drive or sink a putt, that's what it's all about.
Yeah. Well, I've been working with my 2-year-old Phoebe on the right grip, so we took her out on the golf course a couple weeks ago, and she loved it. So I'm hoping that it's maybe something we can do.
I'll pencil her in for 12 years down the road.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not, the world's greatest golfer, but I could probably teach her something or two.
Yeah, you get her around. You're good.
Hey, thanks so much for coming on tonight. Great to see you, and best of luck tomorrow as you kick off the season.
Thank you.
All right, give it up, Harper Wilson, as well as Lucas Johnson, head coach for girls golf. When we come back, Dylan will take over, and we'll switch gears and talk tennis. This is Bobcat Live from Wayward Social on KFJB-TV.
Brown's Shoe Fit has a great selection of athletic footwear, including Hoka, Brooks, On Cloud, Birkenstock, and Taos. Brown's Shoe Fit can find the right shoe for every occasion for both men and women, including dress shoes, casual shoes, work boots, and more. They carry multiple sizes and widths to ensure the best fit for you. Their expert-friendly staff will take the time to give you the service you deserve. Brown's Shoe Fit, downtown Marshalltown, with you every step of the way.
When you're craving something quick, tasty, and satisfying, think your Marshalltown Dairy Queens. From hot made-to-order favorites like burgers, chicken strips, and fries to the Dairy Queen classics you love, blizzards, cones, sundaes, and shakes. Be sure to check out the monthly featured treats and limited-time favorites, always giving you something new to try. Whether it's lunch, dinner, or a sweet treat, just because. Your Marshalltown Dairy Queens has you covered. 2 convenient locations, South Center Street and North 3rd Avenue in Marshalltown, where happy tastes good every day.
Have Van Wyck Wood Builders design and build the storage shed you need. So many different options to choose from. Van Wyck Wood Builders, just 5 miles south of I-80 in Grinnell on Highway 146. Online at vanwyckwoodbuilders.com.
Welcome in to Rosie's inside of Wayward. We're here talking some boys tennis, and we are starting this is our first spring Bobcat Live. And I was thinking as I saw Kyle on my list, I was like, we didn't get enough interviews over Kyle's basketball career that we just had to add spring Bobcat Live just to make sure we could talk to you again. But we're also with Caleb Rasmussen and Coach James Christensen. You guys have a really good start to the season as you look at that blanking of Fort Dodge there, 11-0. As a coach, you're just getting out on the season, get out in the right start. What did you learn about your team yesterday?
Well, it's always great to start off with a W. An 11-0 victory is even better. We were able to work a couple kinks out. We had a lot of guys playing higher up in the lineup than they have before. Quite a few guys getting some, real varsity experience for the first time. So just to work some of those nerves out and to be able to get in there. And
so are we. This is our first spring, so we're getting some of those nerves out.
Yep. Just getting the nerves out and being able to, play against somebody else. We've been hitting against each other here for 3 weeks now, and we needed some new competition, that's for sure.
Yeah, and you look at that, and top of the list there, you talk about Caleb had little to no problem in his single matchup. What do you, when you have that senior on the top that you can just count on him, what does he mean to the program?
It's been awesome. We've had a lot of senior leadership over the last few years. We've got 6 people playing college tennis for us right now. So having them graduate the last few years, there's been a void every year of leadership, just like this one. And these 2 guys sitting next to me have been awesome and leading the team with Caleb and Kyle. I know that they're going to show up to practice every day, do it the right way. And when we have a meet, they're going to be super competitive and give it all they got.
So Caleb, Coach talked about playing another person, from opposing school. How did it feel just to get out on the court and, you didn't really have any points where you were really sweating bullets a whole lot, but be able to get out there and compete against another Jersey?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to be able to finally play someone else besides the team in a more competitive match, but yeah.
And then you look at that, and then you go to the doubles side. I'd love to know from the switch from going singles and then playing doubles, and of course you're right next to your doubles partner. What is the mind shift change for you when you're approaching that singles versus doubles?
I would say doubles is more just about teamwork aspect and trying to make sure we're both where we need to be at in the court and doing what we need to, and then singles is just making sure my shots go in. I can more focus on that.
And so, Kyle, being his doubles partner, you going from more team sports-based now to tennis where you're also playing single, do you have a preference between playing doubles versus just playing straight up there?
No, I definitely like playing both for sure.
Yeah.
It's definitely fun. I mean, throughout my whole high school career, I've kind of been with different partners, so it's kind of fun to go from like playing with Will Swartz, who we call like the Twin Towers.
Yes.
The past 3 years of playing with Caleb, who's got a completely different play style, but overall, I definitely like both and enjoy playing both for sure.
And when you look at tennis, what have you found from an athletic perspective that you've had to rely on more maybe than other sports?
Well, you said it there. I need to rely more on my athleticism than my tennis skill because Coach C knows in the offseason I don't really pick up a racket that much. But when tennis season rolls around, I kind of get ready and get back into the swing of things and just enjoy playing every single year.
And one of the things I always like to ask at the beginning of the year, and we'll just rapid fire from Coach all the way down, is what is like your major goal going into this year? If the season ended and you accomplished just one thing, it would be a successful season in your eyes.
I'd like to win the conference. With Ames leaving this year out of the Iowa Lions, they're probably the favorite right now to win the conference. So I don't want them to leave on a positive note. I want to take that away from them.
Love it.
I would also agree that would be nice to knock out Ames, but mostly just be an accountable leader and just make sure I'm there for everybody every single day and just make sure I'm cheering them up and giving them good feedback when I need to.
All righty, Caleb.
Mine would definitely be make it a state this year.
Yep. Yeah, and that really is, you have a program that has some history to it to see that continually grow, and hopefully you get a few warmer days and hopefully nice. This rain kind of goes away a little bit. So when we come back, we're going to put down the rackets. We're going to pick up the game controls. We're going to talk esports as they're into their spring season. You're watching Bobcat Live here at Rosie's inside of Wayward.
Looking for top-notch eye care close to home? Eye Care Associates, with offices in Marshalltown, Conrad, and Toledo, has proudly served Central Iowa since 1990. Their expert team provides eye exams for all ages, designer frames, contact lens fittings, and treatment for glaucoma, cataracts, and other eye conditions. With advanced technology, a welcoming staff, and convenient online booking, your next visit is easier than ever. Visit VisionSource-MarshalltownEyeCare.com today. Eye Care Associates, your vision is their priority.
Eat at Legends American Grill in Marshalltown and support the Bobcats when you order the Bobcat Burger. 2 juicy quarter-pound beef patties stacked with crispy bacon, sautéed onions, and a mouth-watering blend of American, cheddar, Jack, and Swiss cheeses, all on a toasted bun with fresh shredded lettuce. And here's the best part. $1 from every Bobcat Burger sold goes to Marshalltown High School activities. Satisfy your burger craving and support the Bobcats at the same time. only at Legends American Grill in Marshalltown.
Gear up for game day with Atlet Engraving and Screen Print. Spring and summer sports are here. We have you covered with apparel, awards, embroidery, with many options and ideas. Atlet Engraving and Screen Print, 307 Riverside in Marshalltown. Easy parking, delivery is available.
Welcome back in. We are talking Marshalltown Bobcats esports here. We are with Coach Raiden Spies along with Thor Nygaard, and we were talking off air, and you probably get this a lot, but you've got the best name I've ever interviewed. Kudos to your parents for that one.
Yeah, I get it every year.
Yep, yeah, as you walk in and you know you have the coolest name. We're having a little bit of audio problems. We're going to figure this thing out. But, Rainen, I was also, as I walked in, knowing I was going to interview you, I actually met you before you ever were at Marshalltown. You were a part of the Iowa High School Esports Association board when we recruited you all to have your state showdowns here, and you followed. Having your time at Marshalltown in this program, how's it gone for you over the last couple years?
Incredible so far. Yeah, it's 3 long years now.
Yeah.
We've been doing this, and it seems like every year I get a little bit more used to the way things go, and it's been fun, and I'm really excited about this season in particular.
Yeah. And we're looking at one thing that was always helpful for me to understand. When we say the word esports, that's like saying athletic department, is because there's a lot of different titles you play that take different skills, attract different types of competitors. So, Thor, what title do you play in the spring season?
Usually I've been playing like a defensive protection position for our runners.
Okay. And what title is that under?
That would be called a wall.
Okay. And then you look at, from an esports, coming in, Rainen, we're in that spring season. Mario Kart is kind of the spring title that everybody kind of knows. What other titles is Marshalltown competing in this year?
Valorant is the other title, Valorant and Mario Kart.
And Valorant was what we've also seen since the state showdown's been here over the last 3 years is Marshalltown has really, we've seen you more and more at state, including Valorant. I think you came in second seed last year and really did well. What, as you look at that Valorant title, where are you guys looking at competing this year?
I mean, I'd love to make it back to the state showdown. We're really taking it one game at a time because Valorant's one of those where there's so many moving parts.
Yep.
So we kind of have to figure out who we are first and then where we fit in with the larger scale there. But it definitely feels very similar to the way last year did in terms of skill.
Yeah. And Thor, for you, what is it about Valorant that attracted you to that game? What skill do you bring to it that you think is really important?
Well, I don't play Valorant. I play Mario Kart. Yeah.
My fault.
Yeah.
My fault.
Mainly just the team aspect of it. I mean, I've been playing for probably over 10 years.
Okay.
Maybe. But mainly just the team, people working together.
And what I'd like to know, it is a title, like, it came out when I was young, but I remember it coming out. So everybody gets it, but then I watch people that are competitive at it, and there is no way I could compete with them for anything. So when you talk to somebody and say, what would you say the difference is between someone who's really competitive and someone like me that pick up the Switch and I can play it a little bit?
Mainly just that drive to play, watching world records, knowing the track, trying to just achieve to be better.
Yeah, and then one of the things is we're looking just at the esports program. Rainen, having the state championships here, but also Lindsay Kusero was talking from Booster Club, is I was in that Booster Club meeting and talking about, hey, have we given esports money? We should definitely give that. That does not happen at every Booster Club meeting across the state. Esports is seen at a higher level here. With esports having a good reputation here has really driven a lot of stuff. How does that make it helpful for you as a coach at the high school level?
Yeah, I mean, we don't ever really want for anything. If we need something, it's sorted out pretty quick, which is definitely not the case across a lot of schools in state who have to fight and do all their own fundraising and justify their programs. But it is it has been really refreshing being here and just everybody seeing the value of getting these kids involved and another chance, another field of play to represent Marshalltown.
So, last question. Both of you guys can answer it. If people want to follow along with you, watch a meet, because Mario Kart's a really easy one. It's easy to watch. It's easy to understand. It's very quick. It's very exciting. How can they follow along with you this year? How can they watch your matches?
We have a YouTube up for Marshalltown Esports.
Okay.
You can watch us there.
And what's the YouTube tagline?
It's just Bobcat Esports.
Bobcat.
And then, Logan Wolf also runs a great social media on Facebook as well. I think that's also just Marshalltown Esports.
Alrighty, you heard it right there. Follow along. This is a really growing program. Esports has been very good to Marshalltown. A lot still to come, but Mario Kart Valorant coming up this spring. You can follow along at Marshalltown Esports Facebook, but also look at their YouTube page to be able to watch the competitions live. When we come back, I'm going to tag Brandon back in as we start to talk and continue to move forward on Bobcat Live here at Wayward.
Have Van Wyck Wood Builders design and build the storage shed you need. So many different options to choose from. Van Wyck Wood Builders, just 5 miles south of I-80 in Grinnell on Highway 146. Online at vanwyckwoodbuilders.com.
At Lennox Employees Credit Union, you're more than a member, you're family. Since 1948, we've been helping members and their families save more, borrow smarter, and reach their financial goals. Whether it's a low-rate auto loan, a mortgage that feels manageable, or simply a savings account that grows with you, we're here to make banking simple and stress-free. Discover the credit union difference today. Visit Lennox Employees Credit Union, 1004 East Main in Marshalltown, where people helping people is more than a motto. It's who we are. Learn more at lennoxecu.com. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Back in on Bobcat Live. Great to have you along tonight. Brandon Lewis with you as we transition to soccer, which got going on Monday night. And the weather was not quite 100% cooperative for you guys.
No, we had the strangest delays.
Yeah.
Definitely just lightning delays, and we were looking out. It was a beautiful day, but all of a sudden we got lightning all around. So.
Yeah. Scott Johannes, head coach for boys soccer, on with us here tonight as our first match day coverage that we'll have is coming up tomorrow night. The Newton Cardinals, you guys took care of business last year on the road, got a really nice win there. How are you kind of preparing to bounce back after a 5-2 loss on Monday against the North Polar Bears?
Just really get back to the basics and just say, it's mental. Make sure that they're ready as far as just don't overlook anybody and play every minute.
Yeah. As we also are joined here tonight by Jesus Maravilla Ordaz here tonight, but everybody called. We had our video shoot yesterday, and everybody was calling you Chewy.
Yep.
Right. All right. So where's that nickname come from?
It's just a nickname. Yep. I've grew up my whole life with everybody calling me Chewy, and they just
roll with it.
Yep.
I love it.
Rolled with it.
Back there on that defensive line, play mostly center back, right?
Yes, sir.
Last year, I was calling your name all the time. You're all over that defensive line, making great plays. What's it take to be really good, a really good center back? Obviously, you want to move up a little bit when the offense is in the attacking end, but you got to be ready for a counterattack on a turnover, that kind of thing. So what's it kind of take on your end to be good?
I say you just got to be confident in yourself, and if you trust in your team, you know that you shouldn't be able to drop a lot, but if it comes to it, I think you should always be ready and be ready.
And Jonathan Nunez back in goal last year did a superb job. He had a great save percentage. made some excellent plays, but I felt like it was the defensive line that helped kind of get him those saves and do that kind of stuff. Because, I mean, when you're back there in goalkeeper, you've got to be communicating with the defensive line, making sure he has an avenue to see who is, striker coming down the field, whatever it may be. How do you guys kind of coordinate to be able to make sure that everybody's working kind of cohesively?
Yeah, last year we had a pretty strong defense, and I think this year we have a stronger defense. And
okay.
I'm confident in my team, and we sort of just have to communicate. We have to communicate with everybody. Everybody has to play their role. Yeah. And as long as we're doing that, I believe that Chris will make those saves.
Yeah. 14 matches started last year in that role. How do you feel like that experience last year has kind of made you even more confident coming into your senior season?
Yeah, I believe that ever since taking the role, even as a captain last year and starting it, you just get used to starting and to the pressure that come this year, you just feel so much more confident and ready to win.
Yeah. Armando Estrada down here on the end. Your first goal of the season last year came on the road at Newton.
Yeah.
You scored there at the end. You had a little celebration with your team. You scored 3 goals last year. Does it ever get old, scoring a goal?
No, it doesn't.
How do you feel like your game has improved year over year?
I definitely got a lot faster this year, which we needed in the midfield. And I just feel like since I'm a CDM, I'm helping Chewy out in the defense and on both ends on the field. Also in attack, dropping back when you need it. And I could provide a goal and also defend. So I feel like contributing there is really good for the team.
Yeah. And for those who maybe aren't familiar with football or soccer, a CDM is a center defending midfielder. So that role, Scott, tell me a little bit about how you view that role, because some people have that role where you're more playing up. You're not, maybe defending isn't your first priority. How do you kind of view that role on your team?
It's right. What we count on Armando to do is to read what's going on, to play the field. If where he can move up more obviously than the back line, and play the attack if it need be, and really stop it there. But if at the same time, if we need him to sag back, he's got to get back. Mm-hmm. And he's exactly right. His speed kept him out a little bit of the lineup last year. He worked hard, and we wanted to, that's what he focused on. It was fun to watch. At the same time when we were doing our sprints at the early, we were starting, Armando, he's still up there. What's going on?
You guys really gained a lot of confidence, I felt like, after the Ames game last year. I mean, that was a 1-0 game. You lost, but, man, that was a phenomenal match that you guys had. And then I just felt like you just kept going, and you really challenged Ankeny Centennial in postseason play, gave them a really good run for their money. Confidence-wise, how much do you feel like that kind of game and kind of improved your confidence that, hey, you can compete with anybody out there?
Yeah, like when everybody says that there's a good team and they're top of the state and we're keeping up with them, obviously the whole team gains confidence. So come the next team that we know we will beat, we know we're going to give them competition. And even this year, Ankeny Centennial, they were still pretty strong. And I believe we kept up with them, but unfortunately we came up with a loss. But I believe for the next games, like come Valley, I think we will be up there and compete.
And I think Coach has the confidence to you, too, because, you put Valley on the schedule. You guys play Prairie. I mean, there's some really good matches coming up this year.
Yes, that's right. It's what's been fun is those guys always come calling, and they want to play us. And again, Chewy referenced we played Centennial already this year. We had a scrimmage with them, and they had some things that fall through. We had an opening, and so that worked out. So we've seen some good competition already. And then Ankeny has been wanting to play us for a number of years. We were able to get them on our schedule last year. Valley, year after year, and last year we were able. Some things opened up where we could get in that tournament that they have. Hoping to draw, just exactly what we did and play them again.
Did you coach Trevor Fuccio?
Yes.
The head coach now of Ankeny?
Okay. No, I was there on the staff when he was there.
Yeah. Okay, all right. So that's kind of a cool angle for that game as well.
Oh, it is. And he reached out as, it's one of those things. He played with my son.
Okay.
And so we did know each other.
Yeah.
And, so it's one of those. And so it's like, and actually I didn't know he ended up there because he started as assistant coach, and their coach was like, hey, we had to have him. And it's like, well, if he's in the area, yeah, I would have snagged him up if he's in our area.
Yeah, for sure.
But it is fun to play those guys, and we're looking forward to that match. But we've got a lot of soccer before those.
Yeah, for sure. You've got the invite this weekend going on.
Yes.
One game, I took a little tour of the press box at Franklin Field. You're going to take on Perry April 20th. That'll be kind of a cool venue.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
How do you keep it, though, in line here and just take it one game at a time, though? Because it's a quick schedule, a quick season.
It is, and we've talked about that is we were laying out our season, getting these guys ready. We've got 4 matches this week. Next week we have 3. The week after that we have 3. It just keeps going. It doesn't slow down to us till we get the state, the sub-state where we only have one game in a week. So it really has to do with their how they're coming in ready for having their legs ready, being in shape, because we don't have time to do that, and so we've got to be that. But just really focus on the moment. And in soccer, what we really push on is when you make a mistake, and we've talked to them, they're going to make mistakes. We're human, and they're high school. You got to forget it and go on. Same thing. Last night we that was not the intent. Or what's today? Wednesday? Yeah, Monday night. That throws us.
This week's going fast.
When we typically play Tuesday, we end up playing a Monday. Maybe that was part of the deal. But anyway, that game's over.
Yeah.
The play is over. If you messed up, hey, we don't have time. We got to get going on. And move on. And that's what we're looking forward to. We're excited about being on the pitch tomorrow and getting. You've talked about Newton. They're coming up the road. We're excited. Practice today in the rain, getting ready for the rain match tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. Jesus, how do you, when you have 4, maybe 3 games in a week, how do you stay kind of match fit and making sure those legs aren't running out of gas come late in the second half?
Yeah, I tend to play soccer all year round. So even when it's cold, we have indoor soccer.
Yeah.
So I think that does help with your conditioning. And when it comes preseason running, we're there 8 in the morning, trying to get everybody to run. And I believe that's what helps us. And sleeping good, eating good. You just gotta recover and be ready for the next game.
Yeah, Armando, do you stay active? I'm sure all season long.
Yeah, I play soccer in the fall.
Okay.
And I swim in the winter, so that's how I get my conditioning.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one.
But just playing soccer year-round, it helps so much, and I feel like our team does it together all the time, so we have that chemistry built up from that.
Yeah.
And it shows. We connect, we do everything on the field. The result last time was bad, but tomorrow hopefully we'll win.
Reverse that around. Well, you're going to be on TV, on KFJB-TV, so we're looking forward to it.
This is like the pregame.
Yeah. You guys play futsal?
Yeah.
Do you? Okay. Yeah, all right. The 13th Street courts down there. You guys ever been to those ones down by Franklin Field? It's fun. I like that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because you break it down and you got a smaller area. Really, your control, right? Your foot control and dribbling and all that kind of stuff. That's kind of a good thing to work on, right?
Oh yeah. It really does help with even your touch. Indoors a lot different because it's 5v5, so you really have to be more calm. You can't really sprint like you can in outdoor, but it helps with your passing and your shooting as well.
Yeah, for sure. Well, great job tonight, guys. Good luck tomorrow, all right?
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Scott. Good to see you as well. Chewy?
Yes, sir.
Hopefully we get another goal out of you tomorrow night.
We will.
All right, sounds good. When we come back, we'll talk girls soccer. This is Bobcat Live from Wayward Social on KFJB-TV.
Gear up for game day with Adlet Engraving and Screen Print. Spring and summer sports are here. We have you covered with apparel, awards, embroidery, with many options and ideas. Adlet Engraving and Screen Print, 307 Riverside in Marshalltown. Easy parking, delivery is available.
You look forward to retirement as your time to relax. But now that it's here, turns out relaxation is overrated and you'd rather get back to work with an idea of your own. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement plans change course, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road at Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
You've got goals. You need a plan. Don't waste time or money. At Marshalltown Community College, you get the power to choose. Transfer to a 4-year university or step straight into a career in healthcare or trades. Small classes, caring faculty, real-world experience. Marshalltown Community College. Your future starts now.
Welcome back in on Bobcat Live on KFJB-TV. Brandon Lewis with you tonight. Thanks so much for joining us. By the way, out here at Wayward Social, there's summer bowling leagues are fast approaching. Sign up online at wayward-social.com. Leagues start the week of May 4th, which is right around the corner. And then, as we know, the weather's getting nicer, so the Summer Music Concert Series at Wayward Social also starts on Thursday, May 21st, outside at Gutter Point. And now talking girls soccer here tonight. Cameron Nearing is new head coach for the girls soccer program. You ever been out on the Gutter Point patio? No? All right. Well, we were hoping to have Bobcat Live out there, but the weather is not cooperating. Did you get practice in?
We did. We did with the sun. Unfortunately, the boys are out in the rain. Sorry about that.
All right. So you went early tonight.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So how's it been so far? I guess we'll just lead off there. How's it been taking over and leading this group of girls?
Pretty good. It's good to have a lot of good returners, knowing them from last year being an assistant. So getting to know them even more and also kind of learning them more than just kind of like their friend last year. So now I'm like their boss and then trying to get to work actually this time around.
And Frankie Long down on the end. No stranger to Bobcat Live.
Nope.
No stranger to the defensive line. I was looking through highlights and watching you get pelted back there by the other team a few times last year.
Yeah.
Our very own Keith Stewart, who roams the sidelines, gets pelted with a few soccer balls every now and then as well. We talked a little bit on the boys' side of things on that defensive line. When you look at it, what's kind of the main thing that you try to go out there and accomplish on the defensive line as far as communication? Is it, setting a high line or making sure everybody's kind of in their, defensive assignments, or what would you say it would be?
Well, we have a new formation this year, and just making sure that we're all working together and moving as a line and side to side, especially.
Yeah. The width is the interesting thing, because you get too extended and then that creates some of those lanes that they can pass through and everything. So when you kind of looked at the change, what was kind of the main focus for you on what you kind of wanted to accomplish with your plan and your attack out there for your team?
I would say our midfield, I feel like that was one of our biggest struggles last year, just kind of not being that connected in that triangle formation that we have. So I kind of want to build our midfield with making sure there's four, making sure there's the connections, but also seeing better lane passing because we didn't really see those splits passing last year. So just this week we've been working really hard on that split passing, which is very well, and it's shown progress from just Monday.
Awesome. Frankie, your junior season, you made 12 starts last year. How do you feel like your game has maybe improved year over year the most?
I think just knowing the game more, and I just see the passing lanes more. I just see the lines a lot more, really.
Yeah. Now, I've coached a little bit at the Marshalltown Area Soccer Club at the youth levels. Did you start at that level?
Yeah, like 4th grade.
Okay, all right. How do you feel like that kind of helped, at least get you acclimated to the game of soccer and kind of work on some things and figure it out as a team?
Yeah, I just think we've all been working together since we were younger, so I think it really helps when you get to the high school level. Mm-hmm. And just me, just knowing the game and not being clueless when I get to the high school level.
That is for sure. All right, the season starts tomorrow night. You'll be on the road at Newton to take on the Cardinals. And then Friday night, fingers crossed, both nights, I guess.
Yes.
I know they have turf in Newton, which is the good thing. But with all that rain, you have a grass pitch on Friday on the road at West Marshall at Central Iowa United is your opponent that night. How do you prepare your team, or how's it been going preparing them to go back-to-back nights like that and make sure legs are fresh and everybody's kind of match fit?
Stretching. That is our key thing. This week we've had vlog girls, I'm sore. I'm like, okay, cool. We are spending so many extra minutes just on stretching today because if we're not healthy, it's really hard to go back-to-back games.
Yeah. You have a goal laid out for this season for soccer?
Win games and have fun.
Okay. Well, is Georgia Jansen here?
She's over there.
Okay, that's Georgia's motto, is having fun. So that'll be good. What's your most exciting thing thing you're most excited about for this season getting going?
Putting girls in different positions and seeing them grow and build as a team.
Okay. Who might we see in different positions?
Katie and Fati.
Okay. She was on the defensive line.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
But I could see her being a goal scorer as well.
Yes.
Okay. All right. There we go. And we saw a lot of young players, too, step up into some of those roles last year, too. So you feel like this is a crew kind of coming together with some good momentum mixing in everybody?
I think so. I think just even from last Monday starting first day of practice, there's been a lot of growth. Connection on the team, communication, just a lot faster than what I was expecting, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Last question for you. Sofia Valdez-Chavez is back in goal for you this year. I thought she really did a nice job to just continually improve last year. Had a nice save percentage. I think it was up near 74%. She made 68 saves. Obviously, that's the main thing in soccer. The more goals you can prevent, the better off you're going to be. So how are you sitting on that defensive side of things back there in goal?
I think pretty good. She's very confident in herself, and that's really huge. Especially with the formation change, she's got to step up vocally, which I think she's very capable of doing.
Yeah. Well, we hope to hear her yelling out there on a broadcast on Friday.
Yes, me too.
Hey, thanks so much, ladies. Good luck coming up tomorrow night.
Yes, thank you.
All right, give it up. Girls soccer with us. We switch gears and talk track when we come back on KFJB-TV.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social for date night, family fun, or the company party with plenty of space for everyone. Visit Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to start planning your group outing at Wayward Social, the place for fun.
From preschool to graduation day, Marshalltown Community School District prepares students for success in a global world. Embrace the lead with curriculum that prepares students for tomorrow's challenges, giving your child unmatched college and career advantages. Embrace the lead by developing talents beyond the classroom through extracurricular opportunities and by focusing on student well-being and whole child development. Create a global learning community right here in Marshalltown. Learn more at marshalltown.k12.ia.us.
Refinance your auto loan with Members First Community Credit Union. For a limited time, refinance your auto loan from another lender and receive 1% cash back up to $500. Scan the QR code to apply online. Call us or visit a Members First branch.
Welcome back into Bobcat Live. You saw our very own Brandon Lewis walking around there in the crowd. I'm Dylan Doze here with boys track. I'm here with head coach Bob Gilbertson along with Carter Nunn and Aiden Smitherman. Coach, you have a couple of very fast kids next to you. One in the longer distances with Carter, and then Aiden. Doesn't matter if he's on a football field or a track, he's fast wherever he goes. What can you say about these gentlemen?
Yeah, both Carter and Aiden are just great senior leaders this year, and they put a lot of work in, different ways. Carter's put a lot of work in the offseason, distance-wise, to be ready to go. And then, there you go, thank you. And then Aiden, just been pretty good in the weight room, and it's off to a great senior start in the sprints.
And when you look at Carter, just thinking you saw it on the cross-country course, but you see it in his 800s, 1600s, is he's running with more and more confidence. He's been getting better and better, but now he's been leading from the front of the pack. What have you seen in a mentality change from Carter?
He's someone who's just going to go out there and grind it and work hard. And he can go from the front, and he can also play some tactical games, and like he did last night, and got a guy off the last 150 and won the race. So he's able to do both things pretty well.
So Carter, talking about that, doing a bit of the tactical work, running from up front. when you go into a race, it could be the 800 or the 1600. What's your mentality? How do you like to race?
I mean, it depends the weather. Last night was really windy, so I knew going into the 1600 I would let the guy behind me take the win for me, so I didn't have to work hard. So just let him do that the first 3 laps, and then 100 to go I kicked and was able to get the win.
And you know that mentality, you ran behind, so just looking at different runners, I think James just did really well, D3, running really well, and you ran behind some really good long-distance people. What have you learned from them to pour into your senior year?
They were great leaders to me. I looked up to them a lot, and they were always there for the team, and I'm trying to do that as well and help the underclassmen to have them someday be that senior leader.
Love it. And then you look at Aiden, so sometimes, and I've seen it watching your meets, sometimes I'll look at people, the way they look at you, be like, I don't know, this redhead kid, not so much. And then you will see, I've seen it, mouths or eyes get real big when they see you run because you are fast, just fast. When you look at the sprint side of it, what's your mentality getting into blocks?
I mean, really just, when I get out of the blocks, it's just when I'm running the 400s or 200s, I really want to be able to get out of the blocks, stay up tall, and be able to finish the race tall. And
Yeah, well, I think that's what you come up with, like, from the outside. I think anybody's like, well, just run fast. And then when you want to run faster, do that too. What is a technical thing, say in the 100 meters, that maybe those of us that don't do it competitively, that we may not know that's super important?
I mean, just staying relaxed. That's probably the biggest thing. If you're tensing up and shortening your strides or trying to beat that person in front of you, you'll never end up beating them.
That relaxing, and that I think for non-runners that's so crazy. Well, you're trying to run really fast, don't you want to get all tight? But we were talking earlier, because I know you've jumped in the past and not doing it in the front side of the year, and that goes to a question to you. I know, Coach, that you like to mix it up, and because it's a really long season, there's a lot of meets, and you're trying to get your athletes ready to be at the highest level when it comes to May. What is your mentality of, holding Aiden off, maybe mixing in some races they don't run normally? What's the coaching thoughts behind that?
Yeah, the season is long, like you said, so you're trying to mix and match what's going on, particularly if Aiden here. Long jump is a great event for him. It does beat his body up a little bit. In the last few years we've gotten the end of the year, and it's kind of had a counter effect on him. So we've talked a lot. We're holding back as much as we can. We're going to see if we can jump a little bit later this year and see if he's still able to get some good results and then be able to finish the season running pretty well as well.
And great chance for everyone to come out and see you guys next Thursday, home meet. You want to give some details on that home meet?
Yeah, Thursday is our varsity, junior varsity meet. It's going to be a pretty good competition. We've got Ankeny Centennial, Southeast Polk, Bondurant, Farrar, Mesa City, Fort Dodge, I think Des Moines, Lincoln, and South Tama. So a little neighboring county there too. And so it's going to be a pretty competitive meet. We will go and give it our best shot, see how high we can score. Our guys have put in a lot of work, and so it's going to be fun to get that opportunity to get at home, and that's going to be our only home meet of the year.
Yeah, and hopefully the weather, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad for that event. So if you're coming out as a spectator, you might want to grab a blanket just for those final races, just to be safe. But yeah, next Thursday, what's a great way for those away meets for Bobcat fans to stay caught up in where you guys are?
We have a Twitter page, I guess X, like a new Facebook page and an Instagram page, and we're trying to put out live results that are on there, and we'll have a link for people to follow on. And I got managers this year for the first time, and they're doing a great job of helping with that.
And what's the tagline on the socials?
We're trying to put just Bobcat Track and Field.
That makes it easy. Bobcat Track and Field on all the social channels. All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. When we come back, we are going to talk to the track and field ladies team with Coach Chad Pedic when we come back on Bobcat Live.
McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is your local furniture store in Marshalltown. With their extensive inventory, you're sure to make a winning selection when you shop McGregor's for your bedroom, living room, and dining room furnishings. McGregor's has the right play for every room in your home. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is proud to be your locally owned and operated furniture store since 1896 and very proud to support Bobcat Athletics again this season. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown, open 7 days a week.
At Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
Refinance your auto loan with Members First Community Credit Union. For a limited time, refinance your auto loan from another lender and receive 1% cash back up to $500. Scan the QR code to apply online. Call us or visit a Members First branch.
Welcome back in. We have the anchor leg of the show here with the girls track and field team with Coach Chad Pedic along with Grace Christensen and Anessa Morrison. Good race at Waukee, good initial race, especially with these young ladies. Coach Pedic, how do you define early season so far for you?
Right now we're, for most of our team, it's about getting experience. We're very young. We do have a couple of veterans who they have different goals, and they're chasing performances right now and trying to improve their seedings and things like that. But for a lot of our team, it's just getting experience right now and moving around the track and where do you check in, where do you do this, how much time do I need to warm up, things like that. So we run the whole spectrum of expectations at these early meets right now.
Well, it feels like track and field is the most unique sport as far as, and maybe bring that up a little bit, Chad, a little bit closer. There we go. Is one of the most unique sports because kids go out for it for different reasons. One is they want to excel in the sport of track and field. 2, they want to stay in shape for another thing. Or 3, there just may be like a friend aspect, which is always a thing of going out for things. How do you balance knowing your athletes have different goals with that? You mentioned a little bit about it, but...
Yeah, we address it right at the start that we know we have kids with different expectations. And so we have different conversations with them. Some are just trying to survive that practice. They're trying to decide if they've made the right decision. And then you also have girls like this who have their eyes set on the state meet and placing at the state meet. And that's the nice thing about a sport like ours is we can differentiate. They all have different workouts. You can come to our practice and you might see 6 different workouts on that track. Probably looks chaotic. I've got a good coaching staff. And I've got good leaders out there leading those different workouts. So we kind of just have to differentiate just like you would in a classroom.
And so looking to start with you, Grace, the indoor meets are early, that 60-meter. And I was talking with a friend, and his daughter runs for Clear Creek Amana, and he was like, oh, she made state. And I just found out, and I don't know if I get a go. It is like state indoor is like right away, and it's based off of times from last year and all that. So when you knew you were making it there to run 60 meters, what is your mentality going into the indoor portion of the season?
Going into the indoor part of the season, I'd say I'm just trying to improve and, just making the transition from off-season training to indoor, then eventually outdoor. Just getting better.
And so you look at that, you placed 15th at that in the 60-meter. You got first in the Iowa Alliance indoor. You ran a really good 100-meter at Waukee, coming in first there at just under 13 seconds, which is very fast, very fast. How has the season jumped out for you, and then what is your long-term goal this year?
So the season has started off really well, obviously. I'm really excited to, just keep pushing and keep going on, and then my big goal is probably to make state again, and then if I go to hopefully place in state.
And then, Anessa, you decided, I don't want to run for a short time on the track. I'd like to run around it a few times, get to know it a little bit better.
Yeah.
That 1,500, you've really had some success. Second place in indoor, second place at Waukee. Going into it, what made you fall in love with the longer distances?
I think it falls a lot more on your mentality. It's a lot longer of a race. You're on the track thinking about the fact that you're running. You have to learn how to tackle the thought of knowing that you're only halfway, but being able to motivate yourself to keep going and just you approach it in an entirely different way. So it's something that I've liked because as a cross-country runner, you have to approach cross-country races in a similar way. That consistency has kind of carried over in track.
And, Chad, I'd love to know what about their skill or talent do each of these young ladies have that really help them in the short style race that Grace has, to the long race that Anessa has. What unique talent do each of these girls have to compete in their races?
First of all, they're both very coachable.
That's a good one.
You can give them you can give them something to work on, and they process it really well. They'll take it out there, and you can see them working on it in practice. You can see it transition to the track. In a race. Anessa is just a fantastic leader for us. She's someone I lean on a lot for opinions on how did that workout go for the girls, what do you think? She's very honest, and she'll say, I don't think we can do this workout today. We're a little tired from yesterday. So she's kind of like my coach in the field, so to speak. And Grace, she's a competitor. We have a lot of kids who worry about who we're competing against. And she doesn't care about that other jersey. Every one of those jerseys is an opportunity. And it doesn't matter what school they're from. It's an opportunity for me to show what I can do. And that's her mindset every single time. And it's a fun mindset to have because she's right. She does get those opportunities. And so far, she's taken advantage of them.
Fantastic. And the lucky thing is you won't be having a home meet next week, but April 20th. Will be a home meet, and then am I correct that conference meet is in Marshalltown as well? So 2 big opportunities to come out. You guys get a run maybe at Boone.
Boone's been moved to Monday.
Boone has already been moved to Monday. That's a good choice. But for those meets that aren't in Marshalltown, I'd love for you to tell the Bobcat fans how can we follow along with Anessa, follow along with Grace and really what they're doing, and see and support the girls track team from afar.
We do have we do post results like on Coach Pedig on Twitter. Marshalltown Girls Track and Field Facebook page has results. Bound. A lot of our meets have live timing. We usually post the live timing, live results, so they can follow on that. But they're a couple of good girls to follow.
Yeah, and that's a great way to opportunity. Even if you aren't at the meet, on April 20th, girls meet. Next Thursday, guys meet. And then, as we said, the Iowa Alliance Conference meet for the ladies will be in Marshalltown. This will do it for our first ever spring season Bobcat Live. Inside of Wayward, we'll be back in a couple weeks with Bobcat Live #2. Thank you for watching.